Welcome to the session on data and levels of measurements. Before we move on further, let's try to understand various kinds of data. Basically, there are two types of data. One is quantitative, another is qualitative. Quantitative, as the name suggests, is nothing is something which can be expressed as numbers or counts, which you can count. Now it can be age, height, weight, year in the school, anything which can be expressed as numbers and mathematical operations can be performed on it. Whereas qualitative is something which is non-numeric. They are basically the labels. Now, as shows here, qualitative data consists of values that can be placed into non-numeric categories. Now, there's a variable like political affiliation. Now, three types of political affiliation are there: Republican, Democratic, and Independent. So, we give these symbols to it. Fine. So, like for male we can use M, for female we can gender we can with male we can use male M, and female we can use F, and so on and so forth. Fine. So let us go into detail of this. Quantitative data consists of values representing the counts or measurements. Okay. Now qualitative data. Quantitative may, if we understand this, basically numerical values represent the counts or measures. Something we can measure with a tool. We can compare these values on numbers. Like we can say that 2 pound is less than 4 pounds. Fine. 25 years is greater than 20 years, and so on. We can do a comparison. Logical operations can be performed. You can also take the mathematical average of these quantitative data. Now, if the age of 5 students is given, we can find the average age of 5 students. Fine. Weight, number of students in the class, weight, fine, weight, number of students. So all these values which you can perform all the mathematical operations are basically the quantitative data. Now, whereas qualitative is non-numerical in nature, they are the codings only. Like if in any survey we give a coding for low 1, medium as 2, high as 2, although the response is in number, but still it is a qualitative because you cannot perform the mathematical operations. Another example is the numbers written on the players' uniforms. Okay, they are the numbers to identify those players. Now, similarly, identica. Any ID may have certain numbers and alphabets also, but numbers. But number here is just an identification or label. Similarly, for education level, there are so many examples of this. Okay. Now, moving on further. Now, what you can do with the quantitative data? Now, you can find out the maximum or minimum value of the data. You can find the average or the middle point of the data. You can find the dispersion or scatterness of the data. Fine. So this is what you can do with the. Now let us move to the levels of measurement for qualitative data. Now for qualitative data there are two levels of measurement: nominal level and ordinal level. Nominal level is nothing, it's just the labels which are given to the certain qualitative phenomena. Like I said, males. When you fill on certain responses or certain feedback, you are required to give a response. Write 1 for male, 0 for female. Fine. Now it can be anything. Like when you fill certain forms, you are required to find out for gender. You have to write down the codings M, F, and so on. Fine. So it can be anything. They are numbers, but you cannot perform any mathematical operation. They are just numbers to label something. Whereas the ordinal level provides an order, ranking, but can't get precise mathematical difference between the levels. Now, when we say that heat is a variable, heat can be low, it can be medium, it can be high. So you can rank them. Movie rating, you can give. Movie rating can be 5 star, it can be 3 star, it can be 2 star. So you can rank them, you can put them in order. Fine. But you cannot perform any other operation other than this. Qualitative data, there are two levels of qualitative data: nominal level and ordinal level. Whereas for the quantitative, there are two levels. Fine. Let's move on to that. Now if you see here, quantitative is divided into two categories, discrete and continuous. Now each of the discrete, whether discrete or continuous, it can be an interval data or it can be a ratio data. Continuous can also. Let us understand what is continuous and what is discrete in the next slides. Let's see that. Now continuous data is anything which can be expressed as decimals, which can be expressed as fraction. Like age can be expressed as fraction, weight can be expressed as function, height can be expressed, the income can be expressed as fraction. Something which can be expressed as a fraction, or it can be in any interval, can take any value in an interval. Fine. Where discrete is something which is count of things, in which you cannot express the numbers as fractions. Like it is number of students, okay, number of student in a class, number of group members, right? Number of courses taken by the students, and so on. So it is something which cannot be expressed as decimals. It is discrete data. Moving on further on this, as I told you, whether discrete or continuous, quantitative data can be interval or can be a ratio. Now let us see what is an interval level. Interval level is also called a difference or subtraction level. Now let us see there. Interval of equal length signify equal difference in the characteristic. Now if I say the difference in 90 and 100 degree Fahrenheit is same between 80 and 90 degree Fahrenheit, yes, it is correct, because interval you are forming an interval. Another characteristic of interval data is that it does not have an absolute zero. Like when we say that temperature is 0 degree centigrade, it actually doesn't mean 0 degree, it means it is freezing cold. So interval scale does not have an arbitrary or an absolute zero. Zero does not signify the absence of characteristics. 0 degree Fahrenheit represents absence of heat. Fine. So this is a unique characteristic of interval data. Moving on further. Now there is another example which is given here, so we will move on further on this. You can have a look at it at a later time. Now let us see what is ratio data. Ratio level is something in which you can perform all the mathematical operations. Like when I say that 4 glasses of water, if someone has drunk 4 glasses of water and someone has drunk 2 glasses of water, we can say that X person had drunk twice the water as Y person. Fine. If someone's income is 25,000, another one income is 50,000, we can say the income of Y is 2 times. So we are able to perform the ratios also. And you can perform all the operations, plus, minus, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division on such data. It is pure mathematical data, is it? Fine. So all the true zero, and here the true zero is present. Zero actually means 0. So to understand, qualitative has 2 levels, nominal and ordinal. Quantitative have 2 level, ratio, and so these are 4 levels of data measurements. It is summarized in the next slide. Now this is what nominal is the lowest level of data, because you cannot perform any mathematical or logical operations, and it is the weakest. Ordinal, you cannot perform mathematical, but you can perform relational. Fine, you can put them in order or ranks. Interval, you can only perform the difference. You can perform the logical or relation, and you can perform the subtraction. And ratio may absolute zero is present, and you can perform all the mathematical and relational operators. Next, now let us see, when we are dealing with data, we must understand what is the difference between the accuracy and precision. If the measured value is close to the truth, it is called accurate. It's very simple. We usually quantify close in relative terms as absolute terms. Precision describes the amount of detail in a measurement. Suppose someone's salary is $49,546. Fine, this is more precise one. But when you say that your salary is $49,000, it is accurate. Both are correct statements, but 49,000 is accurate, and precise with 100% accuracy, closer. It is See, accuracy is closer to the truth, precise is the truth. Understand? This is how you understand the difference between the accuracy and precision. Now another example is here. So to understand this accuracy and precision, the simple method is accuracy is closer to the truth, precision is the truth. So this is how we measure the various data. Okay, so that's all. Thank you for this. Thank you so much.